Hey everybody, it's Brian Shannon from AlphaTrends.net. Today is Friday, the 8th of January, 2021. We had no shortage of drama for the markets to sift through this week, but still, we started out the year strong. The uptrend from last year, obviously, still in full force here as we saw broad gains here across the board. So let's take a look at the chart. By the way, there's a sponsor for this show, which is the new microsectors GDXU and GDXD. These are leveraged gold miners for sophisticated investors. So thank you to microsectors. Back to the S&P 500. What we had here this week was actually still the structure of it was great. Monday we gapped up and we came pretty much all the way down to that volume weighted average price that we've had our eye on from that November gap. That was prior level that we found buyers, and we did once again this week. From there, the market quickly regained control, the buyers that is. Let's go to a 15-minute time frame. I've got that volume weighted average price for the year on there. That's that blue line. So this is our week to date. It's also our month to date and year to date volume weighted average price. But what we saw was that initial strength got faded, and then on Tuesday buyers came back in, back above the 5-day moving average. The volume weighted average price will be important here going forward, so it remains innocent until proven guilty in the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq as well. We briefly undercut the rising 20-day moving average and closed below it one day, but that served really just as a trap for sellers as it got back above on Thursday and continued to ramp higher right into the close here today with new all-time highs. And you've just got to be amazed by a stock like Tesla that just keeps continuing to move higher. Who knows, maybe it's headed for 1,000. It's just really incredible where that stock is going. And same with the cryptos. The cryptos have had a super strong start to this year, and we've just gone through 40,000. I think that if you're in cryptos, you have to play a pretty strong defense. I wouldn't be surprised at all to see a test of the low 30,000 area sometime, maybe even over the weekend. I mean, it's ripe for one of those deep pullbacks. I'm out of 90% of my crypto exposure, and I'm putting in bids way underneath the market. Same is true for Ethereum. Just a fantastic run in there. If you're involved, if you're not involved, don't get FOMO and chase this stuff. I mean, we've doubled here in the last just few weeks, so just be aware of risk always. If you don't own it now, wait for better prices to get involved in those things, and in Tesla. I can't believe people still buy up here other than if they're getting squeezed as a short. The Russell 2000, new all-time highs on a weekly closing basis. We were down briefly today, but again, and that purple line, that pink line rather, that's going to stay on there throughout the year. That's the year-to-date volume weighted average price. We came down to the rising 20-day moving average here in the Russell 2000, consolidated for a day, day and a half, a little false break lower, and then the buyers came back in and really put the squeeze on the shorts once again. And of course, semiconductors continue to be the leaders as well. They were, as we know, in a range, and that range was broken. And as is typical, ranges break in the direction of the primary trend, and that's what we had here for the semiconductors. So as long as these markets remain above their rising, even 20-day moving averages, you've got to look at them as innocent until proven guilty. Just some great moves in the market this week. I'm sure you had some as well. We had 3 official swing trades in Alpha Trends. One was LAC. We bought that one at $12.95 on the 4th, and we're still long 1/3 of it. We sold 1/3 as it broke out. That's typical of what my strategy is. We also did that in SWBI, which was an official swing trade as well, from $18.22. We held that one for 3 days, and we were stopped out of our final piece right over here. These are where our sells were. So on that one, in 3 days, we made 11.7%. Just some great moves out there in this market. And again, still long some of that LAC. Today we got involved in Zynga as an official swing trade. I think this one has the potential to be able to continue to move higher. If you look at that weekly chart, it's got room to run. So these are official swing trades. I also have a lot of watch list ideas I talk about each day. And if you look at Twitter, I had put on Twitter a couple low price stocks I put POW on at $3.49 per share on this day right here. Nice move in that one. Same day, I'd put KOPN on at 254. Great move out of that. This is none of this is hindsight. This is all what I'm putting on live. Tusk I put on at what was the price? I think it was 438. So that one pretty much didn't do anything. And DS hasn't given us no reason to buy either. That one for now looks a little bit broken. It did also mention BWEN at $8.23. Some people have told me they're still involved in that. So this market going forward, it's going to continue to provide a tremendous amount of opportunity for disciplined people. It is making the market seem much easier than the market should be, but just take advantage of it. Have risk management as the cornerstone. We're still digesting, I think a lot of cross currents in this market next week, but just know your levels going forward. The biotechs, as we know, they had that pattern of lower highs and lower lows. Well, as I told Alpha Trend subscribers, once we broke that pattern and made the higher high above the rising 5-day moving average, the buyers regained control right here, and it's back in business for the biotechs. They came back to new all-time highs, and even the financials had a stellar week, really. This group looks like they're headed for the new all-time highs as well. That's going to do it for me for now. Have a good weekend, and I'll talk to you next week. Thank you.